Hey y'all, this is Rayana, aka Sunluminous. I like to add my 2 cents to the situation with P. Diddy and Cassie, according to numbers actually. And so there's when I looked up their numbers, I was like, oh my goodness, this is so accurate. And I want to add to the frequency to help people learn about this so they can adjust their frequencies and vibrations accordingly. This was taught to me, or I learned this by myself when I was a little girl. I had asked the universe about the secret codes to the universe, like what do I need to learn? And what happened was when I was at the library as a little girl, a book popped out of the shelf. It was like popped out. So that was like my guide showing me, hey, look at this book. There's a lot of truth in this book. And it's the Linda Goodman Star Sign, The Secret Code to the Universe. And I learned this number system through her, the Chaldean number system. And I utilized and applied what she had taught in her book. But then when I had my daughter, I realized that something was off in what I was learning. I think I wasn't applying it correctly, or the way she had conveyed the information was off. So I went and looked at her source, and her source was Cairo's Book of Numbers. And so I had more of an understanding when I read his book, and that what she had conveyed in there must have been a lost in translation type of deal. But right now, what is taught in the mainstream is that of the Pythagorean system. And Cairo addressed that in his book, and I'd like to read an excerpt from his book in regard to Pythagoras and his contribution. So one of the greatest of Pythagoras' teaching was that the occult value of numbers. He laid down the axiom that numbers concealed and contained the secret of the universe. In this theory, he was undoubtedly right, but his followers so complicated the rules he taught that in the end, few could follow the great truth that underlay his wisdom, Cairo. And so the Pythagorean system taught about path numbers, like life path numbers, soul path numbers, like all different types of path numbers. But according to the Chaldeans, we are born with like the core number, which is like our born day number, the day that we're born. Like if you're born March 5th, 1982, that your actual number is the number 5. There's no adding all these other numbers. They're just secondary, but the number that influences our whole life is that number 5 number. Is born March 5th, 1979, or whatever number is 24, that reduces down to a 6. So your core number is 6, but then you have the karmic number of 24. And I'll explain that further later on as I go through the cards that I created according to what I have learned from these authors. And then here's an excerpt from Cairo when he said, in the study of numbers, I advocate that the students should endeavor to get back to the original source. That is why I claim that in returning to the original Chaldean, Hindu, and Hebrew systems, which I teach in my book, one has more likelihood of arriving at the real truth of such studies. So with learning anything, you guys need to apply it, what you learn. And I have been doing that. And what Linda had put in her book, The Secret Code to the Universe and Star Signs, I've tested a lot of stuff that she talked about, and it's very like real. And so I will talk about the things that I've learned, what I have applied, and share with y'all about it. But I just wanted to come on here because the P. Diddy and Cassie situation, there being number 4, that is very accurate. And part of my role, I would love to help to raise the vibration of people if they learn this secret code to the universe to apply to their life. And so I hope this helps.